Hi everyone, I'm Brian, the graphic designer here at Marsden Marketing. Today we're going to take a look at how to resize your images and optimize them appropriately for the web. Usually I do this in Photoshop. Today we're going to look at resizeimage.net. It's just a free tool I found online by Googling a free image resizer. Easy to use, has everything we need for now. But I'm going to go through each of these options and talk about a few of them, not all of them. We just don't need all of them. And then we're going to look at a few images that we've resized as examples. So first thing we're going to do is upload this image. Here it is. It's just an ad layout that I found on Canva, I think, but it has text and a picture of a person, which is going to allow us to look at our optimization, how it's doing. All right, it's easy to crop with this online tool. I'll just go ahead and show you how. You just drag your cursor over the image and shape your box, and we can click crop just in case. All right, not going to rotate. We're going to resize your image here, usually for the web. Usually you want to make it as small as possible while maintaining enough visible area. If you want it to be stretching across the full website, about 1440 is a good size. On large desktop monitors, that'll stretch a little bit, but it won't reduce the quality too much. For blogs, I make my images around 800 by 600. And that allows someone to kind of see a bigger version, but it doesn't take up too much space at the same time. For this, it's going to be about 600 pixels. Let's see here. Don't need to make it transparent for now. Down here, we get to select our output image format. Options of JPEG, PNG, GIF, and bitmap. And for each one, you'll see under here we have optimization options. They're different for each of the file types. If we keep going down, hit resize image, the website will actually show us the file size we started out with and the new compressed file size that we're working with. So let's go through these and kind of see what they can do. For best image quality on JPEG, which means no compression at all, we get some file size savings here. Not that much though. For PNG on the default compression, click resize image, 293, again, not very much. For the GIF, if we look down here at 128, that's much nicer. And bitmap's just actually going to make it larger because that's not really, you'll see here, it's not for the web, so not worrying about that today. For the JPEG, if we go in, we can actually select compression. Progressive compression is just a different type. Works a little differently. No need to worry about that for now. Normal compression is all we need here. And we can select the percent quality that we want. It will work for us. Let's go ahead and view at 100%. And we're down to 136 kilobytes. That's looking pretty good. Let's view our image. You'll see that it looks, zoom in a little bit, that it looks pretty much like our original image. I don't see any artifacts. We did not lose too much quality. Okay, now we're going to check out zero image quality, see what happens, kind of see how the JPEG compression actually works. So resize the image down to 2.1 kilobytes. That's incredibly small, but when we look at the image, it's been completely destroyed, obliterated. But you'll see here that the compression algorithm's doing is actually selecting large areas that look mildly similar and grouping them together, so reducing excess data as much as possible. But this is ridiculous and won't work for us. So get rid of that. Let's go up to 50 and just see how we're looking. 17 kilobytes, still very small. Look at the image. That looks a lot more usable. We're going to zoom in a little bit and you'll start to see, we call it artifacts around the letters especially. where it gets dirty and grainy around sharp edges and where there's a lot of contrast, and that's visible to everyone and looks dirty. We want to avoid that as much as possible. You'll see in the human figure, you don't see it as much because there's different details, not many sharp edges, but you still notice it eventually, and we're going to avoid it here. So that was at 50. Now the happy medium I like to achieve is at 80% image quality for JPEGs. We get a file size of 32 kilobytes. If you remember, for 100% image quality on a JPEG, the file size was 136. So that's a nice savings we get just for reducing the image size quality by 20%. Now if we view our image to make sure we have good enough quality, zoom in a little bit, you'll start to see some of the artifacting, but it doesn't destroy the image. It doesn't really reduce readability. And when you zoom back out, you can't see it very much at all. Well, this will save you a lot of space on blog images, especially when you have a ton of them. And very large banner images, the same thing. A little bit of this artifacting, again, people aren't going to notice in images as much. So that's really the balance you're looking for. Okay, that was the image that we wanted to end up with. So thank you for joining us, and we'll hope to see you next time.